Hello again, Rabbi.
Good afternoon, Joe.
One of my favorite expressions that I heard a long time ago and still bring up whenever I get a chance, especially with my daughter, is let my offenses, anything I do wrong, be written in the sand so that the wind may blow them away quickly. But anything that I do right, be written in stone so that it will be enduring and you'll remember them. And that brings me to the whole topic of forgive and forget. How do we forgive and forget? Should we forget what we've forgiven? Should we remember it? Is it possible to forgive and forget?
That's a neat way to begin because I think as human beings, we do the opposite. I think we write people's good deeds in the sand and we write in stone what people did that we found objectionable or offended us. I happen to like the way you said it. It's more useful. I don't think that's what we do as human beings. So I think that's a great starting point. We have to start looking at our own behavior. Where am I writing? Am I writing a person's offensive in stone or am I writing them in the sand? And I think if we're honest, we're writing offenses in the stone. Okay. So let's start there with a little inventory. We're going to start with where am I putting this? Now we're going to go to human nature. And I don't like using the expression forgive and forget because we really don't. Forgetting is not conscious and it's not simple. So let's start with, we're going to remember things. Memory, however, can be very selective. And we do have some control over what we remember. I've run into a number of individuals who continue to remember bad things that happened and they continue to torture themselves. Now, this gives us a little checklist, it gives us some guide. Why am I remembering? Am I remembering so that I'll change my behavior and things will go better? Am I remembering so I can get even with someone when the opportunity arises? Am I remembering so that I can feel bad, so I can do bad behaviors and I have an excuse? And if you ask me, I can, because if I don't remember it, I won't be able to dredge it up. So there we have some criteria to look at our memories. Why am I remembering? Now, forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean I approve of what you did. I think what you did is right. Forgiveness really is that process where I go, yeah, Joe did that cartoon about me. And I know he probably did it because he thought it was funny. But that cartoon wasn't funny. And I know a couple of people that printed it and they framed it. And every time I have to go visit them, I'm reminded of that cartoon that Joe did. I'm the one that's upset. I'm the one that's annoyed. In fact, Joe is probably still laughing because he thinks it was a very funny cartoon. And so he's entertained. But I'm the one who's thrown off center. I'm the one who's upset. So I'm going to forgive Joe. I'm not giving him anything. I can't give him, it doesn't change his status. I'm forgiving Joe so I can let go of these feelings. Wow, I'm doing forgiveness for me, not for someone else. I'm forgiving Joe so I can feel better. Because every time I think about that, and I'm going to remember that cartoon, see, there we go again. I'm going to hold on to that memory so I can be upset. Then I have to stop and go, that makes no sense. Being upset doesn't feel good. Why do I want to be upset all the time? Why do I want to feel bad? That doesn't seem, so I'm going to look at this, I'm going to do an inventory. I'm going to look at what's happening to me. What's happening to me? I'm remembering an event and it's causing discomfort. I'm going to forgive Joe for the cartoon and I'm going to forget it. Because in this case, it leads to harm, bad behavior, annoyance. I'm upset. Okay. Now let's remember the Holocaust. We want to remember it so it doesn't happen again. Not to punish anyone, and not as an excuse so that I can do something bad and I can go, oh, look at what happened to my, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. See, and that's another good thing, another good reason for us to let go is it doesn't help. It's not a get out of jail free card. We don't want to remember the Holocaust so that I get special treatment or different treatment. It's not about that. It's so we don't repeat it. So there are some things that's very important to remember. And in the process, we can forgive the people involved so I don't torture myself. The very fact of remembering is a way of forgiving. This is a very bad event in our history. And there are a lot of genocides in the history of the human race. Some are going on right now. And we don't want to forget them. And forgiving someone doesn't mean they shouldn't be punished. Au contraire, monsieur. Just because I forgive you, if you committed a criminal act, doesn't mean you're not culpable. You are. You should be punished under the law for what you did. So often we link forgiveness with not doing justice. No, they're separate. Let's take forgiveness away from. Justice should be done for people who perpetrated crimes against humanity. That's a given. Given, forgive, That's given. But forgiveness is my personal act of being able to move on. It's my personal act for me letting go so that I don't continue to relive an event that becomes unpleasant. I'm going to forgive myself for things I've done so I don't keep torturing myself and keep pretending or acting. Now, am I addressing what you're saying?
Yes. And I hope you forgive me for that cartoon someday, which I haven't drawn yet. But now I have to go out and figure one out just so you can forgive me. Well, thank you very much, Rabbi.
And thank you for listening, Joe.